The Oxford Dictionary defines misdirection as the action or process of directing someone to the wrong location or in the wrong direction. Why would anyone do that? It seems so evil. Hey, can you help me get to Las Vegas? Yeah, what you want to do is just keep heading south until you get to a large body of water. Then just take a ship all the way down until you see penguins and you're there. Oh wow, thanks. Fortunately in Magic, it's nothing like that. In Magic, there's no ill will behind misdirection. When people come to see Magic, they're pretty much accepting the terms and conditions of being fooled by an honest liar. But before we get there, let's take a step back and see what misdirection really means when it comes to Magic. Taken directly from Wikipedia, the source that all of my English and history teachers hated, misdirection is a form of deception in which the performer draws audience attention to one thing to distract it from another. And Penn and Teller define it as the story the audience tells themselves. The story you get the audience to tell themselves. That sounds deep. Let me give you an example of the first piece of misdirection I learned intentionally. You can see here that I have this quarter, and if I take it, I can actually make it disappear from this hand, but also make it completely vanish. You can see how when I pretended to take the coin from one hand to the other, all my attention went here. My posture, my gaze, I even moved this hand a little closer to you, giving you every reason to believe the coin is in here. And while all that was happening, I sneakily dished the coin. Misdirection. Based on the original definition, I'm drawing your attention towards the empty hand while distracting you of the coin disposal with my other hand. Based off the definition by Penn and Teller, the story that you're telling yourself, or the audience member is telling themselves, is that of the journey of the coin. In the spectator's mind, the story that they should be telling themselves is that a coin is taken, shown in one hand, grabbed into the other hand, and put there. Now, if the coin is no longer present, their mind has already told them it has to be in there. So if it's not, they're gonna be flabbergasted. On the other hand, if the person's not paying too much attention, they may even miss the traveling of the coin, and when the coin is not there, they could potentially think that the coin was never in the hand in the first place. So what goes on in the spectator's mind during this whole process is very important. One thing misdirection is not is a pure distraction. For example, you're performing a card trick for someone, they get a phone call, they turn away, look at it, and by that time you slip the spectator selected card in your back pocket, and then you miraculously reveal, oh, the card's in the back pocket. No. Like, does it work? Sure, but the story is broken. The spectator knows that there was a point during the trick where they weren't paying attention. So even though the outcome was the same as if you used misdirection, the effect will not be nearly as powerful. Misdirection truly works when a spectator is focused on what you're doing and you're still able to distract them from what's actually going on. That is misdirection at a high level, but most, if not all of you, already knew that. I want to go even deeper and see why misdirection works. Why do you look where I'm looking? Why is it that when you're focused, it draws attention away from everything else? Why is it that when I move my hand towards you, you look at it? Why? In an article that I was reading, a PhD candidate had the opportunity to study misdirection along with its relation to magic. In the experiment, subjects' eye motions were tracked while they were viewing card tricks. From the results of the experiment, it was clear that misdirection is very effective in manipulating people's conscious experience. It worked so well that some people failed to see objects right in front of them. Insane. Magicians, of course, didn't do all this studying in psychology, but their experiences were passed down from generation to generation. And all this knowledge that's being passed down, added to, really makes magicians experts in identifying cognitive errors. It is wild to think that magic tricks rely on exploiting the human brain. Like that sounds, again, evil. A lot of the work that the PhD candidate did revealed how big the gaps are in our conscious experience. Take your nose, for example. It's right there, but your vision blurs it out from your conscious experience. You just don't really need to see it all the time. Our perception of the world is filled with many holes and blind spots, and by capitalizing on these holes, misdirection can work wonders. So this helped me to answer why when we're focused on something, it takes away attention from everything else. But I still need to know why people are looking where I'm looking. Like, what? Why are you looking at this? Why? You guys, I did so much research into this, my psychology professors would have been proud. But another article I was reading called, what's it called? Adaptation to the Direction of Others' Gaze. I would not have memorized that title in like a million years. But the point is, this article helped me answer my question. The human eye gaze plays a critical role in human communication and interaction. The direction of your gaze signals to an observer where you're looking and in turn what you're looking at. Humans are curious creatures. They want to know what's going on. When an observer looks at where your gaze is, it gives them a strong idea of your future intentions. Applying this to magic and going back to the vanishing coin, when it's passed from one hand to the other, our gaze immediately goes to this hand. The spectator would also look at this hand to mentally predict what's going to happen next. And then when the coin isn't there, the prediction that they made, the story that they told themselves, is completely wrong. And that's what blows them away. With all this information, let's walk through the vanishing coin trick one more time and try to apply what we just learned. When a coin is first taken and shown to a spectator, they're immediately familiar with the object as they've had experience with it. Once a coin is displayed in one hand and the other hand goes to grab it, here's where the conscious experience takes charge and the spectator tells himself that the coin will be moved from one hand to the other. When the coin is falsely grabbed and our gaze goes towards the empty hand, the spectator is inclined to look in the same direction to predict what may happen. At this point, they're most likely looking for a move to happen when in fact the coin is already gone. As soon as the hand opens, the spectator is in shock that everything their brain was showing them didn't add up in the end. So misdirection could be used to accomplish miraculous feats in magic. And because of how the human brain functions, it's the #1 reason why magic even works. So I hope you guys enjoyed my thoughts and research on misdirection, and before you leave, make sure to like this video and subscribe to see more content like this in the future. And if you're interested in learning more, you can check out all the sources I used down in the description below. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you really soon. Yeah, I can't close the camera like this, so bummer. Peace out.